don't limit yourself. I promise you, you're capable of doing anything. I'm gonna be talking about this baby. You see, I'm really like, is this me? Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a video I've been so excited to film. I've been receiving so many questions about how I wrote my book, what I did, what advice I have to people. So I'm so excited to be finally filming this video. I'm kind of not even kind of, I'm just gonna be using my brain. I didn't take any notes, I didn't write down anything, but I'm gonna try and have some sort of structure. I do have to apologize, I'm not feeling 100%, so as you can hear, my nose is kind of like blocked, but work still has to go on, sick or not, you know. And I mean, why not, I'm like in the mood to film, so yeah. But anyway, we are gonna be talking about this baby. You see, Secrets to a Meaningful Life by yours truly. And in case you're confused, yours truly is me, Shani Matondo. I wrote this book. I wrote this. Like, guys, sometimes I'm like, hold on. I'm really like, is this me? I remember when I first like held the first printed copy, I was shook. I don't want to lie to you guys. I was so shook. I was like, me? 110 pages of my words, my thoughts, and people have read this. I must say, I am proud of myself. I don't even want to lie to you guys. Like, this wasn't easy. So basically, how the idea came to life, I would say 2020, 2019, when was Corona? 2020, you know how we all left school in March and all of a sudden we couldn't go back, and we didn't go back for months and months and months until like September. So during that time, I had been filming videos for my IGTV. I was doing little chit chats, I was doing motivational Mondays. I really did enjoy those. I probably should bring them back, because I was spitting, baby. I was doing a whole lot of motivating, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. But yeah, I was doing it for the people, but I was motivating myself as well, because yo, like, go watch. I'll probably put like a link or two in the description from these videos, because baby girl, baby boy, and the not babies, the adults, ma'am and sir, if you're watching this, those motivational Monday videos, off the charts, I tell you, off the charts. Anyway, the feedback that I was getting from those was like insane, and it was encouraging. So I kept going because I was like, oh my word, people are loving these, I've got to continue, right? So in those little videos, so I had the motivational ones, then the chit chats, I was doing a lot of biblically based. I promise authors don't 100% know English. Oh my gosh, I just said that. Biblically based chit chat. So I was talking about the different characters in the Bible and their life stories, the lessons they learned, and how we can take so much away from their lives. So I was doing those, but I was keeping them under like 10 minutes, 11 minutes is where I was reaching with some of them, because I would be on a roll. I would just be going and going and going. But I was like, these videos can't be long, because I want to keep my audience engaged. I want people to reach the end. I don't want people to just get bored or be like, halfway through I'll come back, but then when they leave the video they forget about it, and then, you know, the story. So I was like, I'm not getting to say everything I want to say in these videos. And even if I did, I think for one of them, maybe I did like a part 2, so I split it. But I didn't feel like that was, I didn't like it that way, I would say. So this one afternoon, I was on my way to pick up my cousin with my dad, and I got into the car and I was just like guys, a light went in my brain, like it turned on in my brain, and I said, I'm gonna write a book. To be honest, I didn't think I was lying, right? But like I didn't realize it would actually come to this, you know. So I was just like, I'm gonna write a book. My dad was like, okay, what is it gonna be about? And I was like, I'm gonna write about these characters that I've been talking about, right? Yeah, he was for it. So I think that exact evening I started my research, went onto YouTube. I was watching videos of how people wrote their books, how many days it took, the struggles they faced. And then I came across this one video. This girl, there's some challenge that happens in November where you have to write 50, is it 50,000? Yeah, 50,000 words in the month of November. And then have your book finished and whatever, and print it, publish it, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna see if I can write 50,000 words in 30 days. But it wasn't November, by the way. But yeah, so I was like, okay, let me do that. And girl, you're gonna have to forgive me, by the way. I'm a girl, so I'm so used to just being, girl, you know. So sorry, am I supposed to be like, boy? So yeah, the next day, I started a Google Doc and I just was typing. No order, no corrections, nothing. I'm just going. I would see those red lines for spelling errors. I would see my sentence isn't correctly structured, whatever. I was just ignoring those. I was just going. So I typed quite a bit. Then I got a book, one of my diaries that still had pages in it. I got that, and then I split the book as in like my chapters. So I had pages for chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5. To be fair, I wasn't going in any special order. So I'd write bullet points in chapter 1, then skip to chapter 4. And I was just jumping all over the place. And then from jumping all over the place, I think even at some point I wanted like illustrations in the book. So I spoke to a friend about that and she was down. She just needed information from me. But then in the end, I didn't think I needed the illustrations anymore. And then there was a lot of watching of sermons, rewatching. Like most of the knowledge that I had was from church. And in church services, I used to take notes. So I'd go back to those notes. I'll go rewatch the sermon. I'll go onto YouTube, watch the sermon from other preachers that I usually listen to. I searched like Job's story broken down or whatever, and I'd watch that. It wasn't necessarily a sermon, it was just the explanation of his story. I listened to podcasts. I read the stories in the Bible, and I was just, adding more knowledge to what I already had. And that's where everything started coming. I started thinking about my own situations in life, other people's situations, and I just, that Google Doc went from one page to, I don't even know how many pages it was. But when I reached 30,000, I was so happy. And some days, my goal was to write 1,000 words every day, minimum. So some days I was pushing 2,000. Some days it was just so difficult, I wouldn't even reach 200. And I wouldn't force it because I wanted the words that I put into this book to be meaningful. I wanted them to be real. I wanted them to make sense. So if I saw that today's just not the day, I would just move on, continue with my day, do something else that's not my book. So yeah, and then I did that. Then now I started doing my research about publishing and my forward, the book cover. I had little designs that I had come up with. Then I spoke to someone who does the designs at church, and he was willing to help. So he came up with a whole bunch of covers for me, and we're back and forth. I'd be like, I like this one. Can you change this font? Do that, you know. And then we finally came up with this. And I'm just really a sky person. And this is pretty. I don't want to lie. This is so pretty. And I like, is it sans serif? The ones that are cutie like that. I think it's sans serif. But I like the fonts that are kind of fancy, not just the ones that are just plain, you know. So we figured out the fonts. And then, you know, Princess Shani. This is when I was in my Princess Shani era. I'm still a princess though, but so I used that photo. And then, to be fair, this part at the bottom, as in like, in this book, Shani uses blah blah blah. I typed all of that, and my intro, not my intro, what's that thing about people? Bibliography? Kind of, like the mini one at the back that all books have of the author. I typed those two things before I was even nearly done. And so my mom told me to get a spreadsheet and like list all the prices and services that the publishing companies I found do, how much they charge, whatnot. So I did that, and then I looked at it all. There were some really expensive, some not so expensive. So I just went with the ones that matched my budget. So in the end, I found a publisher, and then I used a printing company, Lighthouse, in Harare, Zimbabwe. They printed the books for me, and then I Talk Communications did the editing and the publishing. Oh my gosh, then I did my acknowledgements. I did this, okay, so not even half the book, most of the book was done. Like I had something under each chapter by the time school was starting again, when we had to go back in September. So my book was basically almost done. It wasn't done, but it was there. Go back to school, the first weeks, yeah, I would open the Google Doc, edit, type some stuff, and then it just, I didn't touch that doc for a minute. So this is all whilst I'm 18, by the way. I didn't touch it because then exams came, and you know, it was just good to be back at school after not being there for so many 5 months, I guess. I don't know, April, May, June, July, August, 6 months. And then exams finished. When A break started, I would touch it here and there. And also whilst I was writing it, I would go back to the top, read, like chapter by chapter. I would read just so that I know I'm not repeating myself. Then I'd also go back to the notebook where I had all of my notes and make sure I've included each special bullet point that I wanted to touch on. Oh, I forgot to say this in the beginning. The book, the idea of the book, when the bulb went on in my head, I said, if I write about everything I've been talking about in my videos, people can read, but at their own pace, right? But they have all the information there. So if they want to read and finish today, they can do that. If they want to read and take breaks, they can do that. But they have everything that Shani wants to say in their hands. So it's not a matter of watching the video, trying to focus on the video, but being distracted by notifications, distracted by people calling you, or you having to go do something else. But like with reading, if you set time aside to like read, you're not on your phone. You're not reading and then you're on your phone like this. You know what I mean? Like when you're reading, you just have the book in your hands, so you can help yourself focus, I guess. So yeah, I was like, they'll have everything. They can read this at their own pace. If they want to go back, they can. Not everyone's on social media. Not everyone's on Instagram. At that point, I was just using Instagram. I didn't have a YouTube channel yet. So yeah, that's how it went. So a break, I started finishing this thing because I was like, no, this girl needs to be done and ready to be published. So when I was thinking publishing, I didn't even know when I wanted to publish it, to be fair. But I had it finished by the end of December 2020. I had it finished, like fully finished, ready to go. I even had the foreword from my mom. So yeah. Now it was just a matter of I just finished my training for my virtual assistant job in December. So I was gonna start work the next month, and this is how I was gonna finance the publishing. And everything just started working out. Then I decided, okay, for my 19th birthday, I'm going to publish this book. It's gonna be a surprise, not everyone's gonna know. So I didn't announce anything to anyone. Even whilst I was writing it, there were very, very few people who knew that this thing was even happening. And I'll tell you this is a piece of advice to anyone, not even if you just want to write a book, if anything in your life really. Don't be too quick to open your mouth about what you're doing or what you plan to do, because there's so many people that will smile in your face and have you believing that they're your cheerleader, they support you, but really they don't. They will smile in your face, but they will make sure you don't reach the goal. They'll make sure nothing works out. You don't know these people, these frenemies. You don't know them. Like, it's hard to tell who genuinely wants the best for you. In Matthew, it talks about how your enemies are going to be from your household. So basically, your family members are your biggest enemies. I just spoke to a few when I needed like ideas or assistance with the writing process. I reached out to a few people. Even finding the fifth character that I wanted to write about, I talked to friends about it, but they didn't know that it was for my book. I spoke to them about who their favorite characters from the Bible are, why that person, and then from those people I spoke to, I managed to pick out who my fifth character would be. But none of them knew. Like, they only found out when they were reading the acknowledgements and they saw their names, and they're like, hold on, so I'm like a part of the team, a part of the people that helped bring this book to life. And I'm like, yeah, you just don't know it, but yeah. Then I had the idea of putting quotes by me in the book. And this is, so on every other page or in every other chapter, there's this thing that's a quote from me. This one says, the pain you are experiencing now is nothing compared to the joy that is coming. Romans 8 verse 18. If you aren't going to hang on for yourself, hold on for the people who will benefit from you reaching the other side. And basically by that, I'm just talking about how there's so many people connected to you and your destiny, you fulfilling your destiny. There's so many people that are connected to that. Like you becoming successful or you starting that business, it's not just for you. There's people that are going to move up in life because you started that business, because you wrote that book, because you started that podcast. You starting that business is creating opportunities for people to become employed. And if you didn't start that business, who knows how they were going to start earning money. You know, you probably get what I'm trying to say to you right now. Because you don't know how many people look up to you. You don't know how many people see you as an inspiration. You don't know how many people want just the bare minimum of what you call your life that sucks to you. So I just always like to remind myself, if I'm not going to do it for me, the least I can do is do it for the people watching me and the people coming after me, as in my children, their children, their children's children. I want them to live a great life, better than what I lived. So right now I'm just setting the foundation, whilst I'm also putting my own name out there. I'm building a legacy that will live longer than I ever will. My daughter, my son, will be walking around, oh my gosh, that's Shani's child. Your mom was so great. You know, she, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have started this. I wouldn't have found myself. I wouldn't have found my passion. So basically what I'm saying is, get up from your bed and do that thing. If you have the idea, just go for it. You can literally just start the Google Doc, okay, where you're gonna do your business plan, where you're gonna start your plan for your podcast, your plan for your book, if you're gonna be writing a book. Like, I'm definitely bringing motivational Mondays back, because now I feel like just going on a motivational ride right now, because I'm feeling I just want to motivate some guys. I'm not even joking. I personally would never have known my book is wanted in Poland, it's wanted in Zambia, it's wanted in Turkey. I'm trying to even think where Turkey is on the map, but someone messaged me from Turkey and said, how can I get your book? And I'm just here like, oh my gosh, how can I get this person my book? So that's one thing I would definitely advise you. If you're becoming an author, make sure you have all your ducks in a row. For yes, get physical copies where you are in your country, but make sure you have a digital version that can go out to people across the world. Because right now, the number of books I've sold so far, I'm reaching 200, I think. If not, I've reached 200, but I could be way above that if my book was online and available for all. The lady in Turkey, the person in Poland, the person in Zambia. Don't limit yourself. Don't. Because I don't think you guys get it. I don't think you guys get it. Maybe like in Form 4, I said to my roommates this one time, I said, oh, I want to write a book one day. But that was just about it. And I was even thinking just a little romantic or like kids book. But here I am writing a biblically based book, inspirational, motivational book that's wanted worldwide. If you asked me 5 years ago, I promise you I wouldn't have told you that I knew about that. I've been speaking for so long, almost 30 minutes. That's crazy. So let me wrap it up. Up with the title, I promise you, you don't have to have that until like the last day. I came up with my title when my book was almost done, like right before we went back to school in September. That's when I came up with my title. But I'd been writing my book since July, and I only came up with the title in September. So that's absolutely fine. And I promise it's okay to jump from, you can write your book backwards. I have 6 chapters. Chapter 6 was the last chapter I did because it was like my parting words. But like with chapters 1 to 5, I probably wrote more of chapter 3 at the beginning compared to what I wrote for chapter 1. So yeah, just go at your own pace. Don't limit yourself. I promise you, you're capable of doing anything. The Bible even tells you that. You even probably say it. You know the verse. Philippians 4 verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You can literally do all things. You're God's child. He made you in his image. He's capable of doing anything. You're his kid. You have that in you. You can do anything you set your mind to. Our biggest enemies are ourselves. So don't even let yourself discourage yourself from achieving your goals. Do what you gotta do, baby girl and baby boy. Baby boy, like, do what you have to do. You don't know. I can't express this enough. You don't know how many people are waiting for you to go and chase your dreams. You don't know how many people are connected to you living out your passion. It might not look like what's in style right now. Like the only person I can think of that was a teenager and published a book in Harare is, why am I forgetting his name now? What I'm saying is, it may not look like what you want to do or what you're passionate about doing isn't in style, but you still have to go for it. Like, do it, babes. If you put your all into that, I promise you the reward you will receive will be amazing. Like for me, yes, it's extra money coming in, but what I care more about is people learning more about God and his kingdom, and that they're not alone in the different stages that they go through in life. There's other people going through it and they make it through the end. They make it through at the end of the day. So I'm really passionate about people. So this is a book for the people. I want to save people's lives. Like, not even like they got shot and I want to hold the blood for them. Not that. I want to save their lives in terms of educating them about the Bible and the characters in the Bible that we relate to. Use your dictionary. You can really type synonyms for, like, I found I was using a word too much. Just how I've been saying like. You can go on Google. Google's your best friend, bro. Like, go to Google and search synonyms for like, and just make sure you find the word that fits correctly. But write that book. Write it. Not so many people read right now, but it's kind of coming back into style because I be seeing things on Instagram stories. People like, new read for the month. Books are coming back. Books are educational. Books are important. Everyone has something to teach the neighbor. You have something to teach me. I have something to teach you, and it's here. And there's more outside of this book. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it helped you. I hope it inspired you to go and chase your dreams and become the best version of yourself. Chase your passion. Not chase your passion, but live in your passion. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any specific questions about writing a book and publishing, please do contact me. My details are in the video and in the description box. I promise you I will respond. I might take forever, but I will. So just let me know how I can help you. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.